What is up, guys? Welcome back. And hello. Good evening, guys. It's RC Steve 710, and it is another Monday evening. If you guys are joining in, you guys know what that means. It's Micro Mondays. Woo! No, I'm just kidding. No, but seriously, guys, Micro Mondays every Monday evening, 7 p.m. Pacific time. What is up, guys? Shout out. How's everybody doing tonight? And we got a pretty dope show, as always. You guys know, in the RC community, for the micros and the minis alike, there's always something happening, something new. Cool stuff always going on. So shout out what you guys were up to over the weekend. We want to hear some of the cool stuff you guys were up to, whether it's building, getting outside, ranching. Let us know. Shopping for some parts. Shout it out, guys. But I am RC Steve 710. Let me go ahead and find Dirt McGirt here in this chat. If you are in here, send me an invite. But and let me shout out everybody joining today. Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That was easy for a change, and I can see you.
Yes. Welcome, Mark.
Yo,
And happy
yo.
Monday, bro. And wanted to shout out before we get this going. Let's see. Welcome, Tiny Trucks, Micro Crawler Club, 8721 Crawler. Yes, sir, Jonathan. Toto's Tiny Trucks, RC Junkyard, Jer 80C, CORC24, RCP, Hang Loose RC, JCRC, RC Man 920, November Foxtrot RC, Tiny Trucks VT, Broke Boys RCCT, Northwest Chassis Works. Dude, everybody's just hopping on. So, thank you guys so much. There's everybody hopping on, so I wish I could shout out everybody, but let's get this show going. And Mark, how was your weekend, brother?
I can't complain.
Cannot complain.
Nope.
We'll go ahead and share a couple of news that happened over the weekend. But first, guys, if you guys didn't see already on my story, Northwest Chassis Works was feeling a little giveaway vibes for the Micro Monday episode tonight. And he has one of these Northwest Chassis Works Athos C1 XL chassis to give away tonight, guys. So if you followed my story, the rules that you needed to do, it's pretty easy. Go ahead and take a couple minutes. If you haven't, go check out my story. Make sure you guys are good to go. But if you guys want a long wheelbase hardliner build, guys, this is the one to get. I kind of disassembled mine because I was test fitting the L series, Mark, but here is mine right here. If you guys haven't seen mine, it's missing an axle basically right now. But there was a silver carbon fiber chassis, and then I had mine set up with the Nano BAM forward motor mount. It's a 0 degree angled skid, guys. However, I actually kind of mocked mine up to be a little bit pitched by raising the transmission in the back with a couple nuts or spacers, Mark, to kind of lift it at the angle. So then you get a double bend link breakover clearance. So for 0 degree skid, guys, and long wheelbase, it's really helpful to have that extra breakover. So that forward skid design, it's insane what it'll pull. I have this on the Big Bertha 4Runner and on tiny tires, guys, and it's super fun to drive. So someone's going to win the Athos C1 XL thanks to Northwest Chassis Works. Mark, I know you're building up yours. I'm getting out your links tomorrow. I think today the post office was closed.
Yeah, no
Martin
worries.
Luther King Day, guys. But any wrenching that you did over the weekend?
God, that was such a blur. I got to think about that for a second. Oh, there was more Grom stuff. Almost
Oh,
got that dialed in. I'm still working with Vic on that to see how to dial this ESC in right, but it's almost there. I just ripped it for like a half an hour before the show too. When it goes, but there's some sort of
dude,
brownout going on that we're trying to figure out.
I hear you. Well,
But
I
things super
actually got a little
fun.
bit of go fast time also. Wasn't micro, but it was the 110, that huge RC four-wheel drive Miller Rock
Oh,
Racer. I think it's
nice.
sick. But man, actually, you know what's fast too? Is this one on seconds on 2-speed. We'll share
The
about that. There's
high
some,
gear.
yeah,
That's
but
funny.
I think the latest one that I was driving for micros, guys, was the newest release from Hobby Plus, and you can get it on from directrc right now. This is the Hobby Plus CR18P Pro, the Juice Up Edition, guys. So it comes pretty cool how out of the box setup with a full brushless kit as well as overdrive or underdrive gears, and then some extra weight down low, some wheel weights, brass weights, and it's a pretty clean setup for the CR18P platform, Mark. I was actually pretty pleased driving this thing.
Nice.
So here's the chassis layout. It's a 170 millimeter wheelbase, so long, definitely long wheelbase setup.
I thought it
But
looked kind of long.
yeah, it's for sure long. The layout, what I kind of like though is how they kind of laid out the shocks. It'll still kind of keep that low end, but the way that it kind of helps drop down. The main thing was the comes with these little hobby wing style motors. They're not labeled hobby wing, but over here, this one, you could see it says WP Mini 24.
Okay.
So it's a single speed transmission. There used to be a servo here for the 2-speed on the regular Evo Pro Mark, and then now it's a 360 3S LiPo.
That was my next
So,
question.
and then over here in the front, you can see that there's some included brass weights, like wheel weights, it looks like, or hex weights, and and then I believe inside the tires, the wheels themselves are weighted. I think maybe with the brass rings inside. I haven't opened them yet, but I was impressed by these tires, Mark. You can see how kind of squishy they are already, and they kind of give you that like Hyrax texture, hybrid, in
Yeah,
my
it's like
opinion.
Hyrax TSLs. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
I kind of
Yeah.
like it.
So,
Okay.
and overall, I think it has like 30% overdrive, underdrive total. I think
So,
27,
okay.
23, something around there. But it was getting it for right out of the box, and for $189 for a 1/18 scale. And if you're looking for like a 1/18 scale for performance and you don't want to like break the bank, I think for 189 Mark for portals, overdrive setup, some brass weights already,
Brushless
brushless
3S.
3S. What do you think?
How those shocks?
Dude, they're pretty smooth. I can show you like just me setting it down. They kind
Oh, there you go.
of like
Nice.
settle in
All
pretty
right.
nice. So I like them.
Servo.
Servos stock right now. Of course, there's a whole bunch of aftermarket servos you can pick, but looks like any servo will fit. And if you guys did pick one up, we'll definitely be making some links for this in the coming week or two. So we'll have that ready. If you guys need any upgrades like that, try and get a little bit more clearance underneath. But yeah, I got the red and the black and yellow, and then they have the red and black options. So check it out, guys. The Hobby Plus. You can head over to straight over to directrc. They have pretty much everything micro, guys. It's crazy over there. And then another thing that they kind of we got in our hands too was the little MicroSilk, the ESC. So
Oh, that's what that's called?
yeah, it's called the
MicroSilk?
MicroSilk ESC, guys. Here it is in my hands. It's definitely a super tiny little ESC. So if you guys definitely need the space savings, this is not bad at all to consider. There are some downsides. Well, in my opinion, like if you go in small, then expect like maybe not the most beefiest like internals for capacities and stuff like that. Let me try and bring it up. But I believe it has, only a 5-volt BEC mark. So
Right.
kind of like things like that. If you wanted to push the limits of super high power steering, and
Not on 5-volt.
I believe it is compatible with 3S. I'm pulling it up right now, guys, so we can check it out. But they're offering them as little combos, so you can get them with the mini Komodos for any setup for $99 pretty much. And let me read the specs real quick. 2 to 3S capable mark, so that's good. And then it does have that 7.4 volt 5 amp BEC, it says, so that's good. At least you can get 7.4 volts. And then they're saying it weighs 7.6 grams, guys, so it's definitely tiny. We can maybe show an example of how it fit Mark, like got the coupe right here, but you can either like just stack it right there. So looks like you can tuck it anywhere now. So that's pretty cool. 7 grams. I know there's some little bit bigger ESCs that still offer really good performance. They're not that far behind, like probably like 8-9 grams. So pretty cool to see the little bit smaller size. And then, it has the Fury Tech software, guys. So that's the thing that I want to test personally, because I've been so used to other ESCs. I like the VTech ones. So I'm going to definitely test this one out, especially comparing it to like the older, Lizard Pros or the Lizards and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool. I think the BEC, the Bluetooth module is tinier too. So everything's just tiny on that. So $100, guys. You can pre-order it. They're about to start shipping this week, I think, end of this week. So directrc has it as well, guys. You see anything in the chat you want to shout out, Mark? Read a little bit of comments real quick and who they're from.
Does it come waterproof? That's a question I see. Not 4S, we just answered that.
Not too sure.
Size compared to BKTT. I don't fuck with that, dude. Hobbywing cutting into profits. Glad they finally made a small one. Whose profits? Yours? Bluetooth cable, you just answer that. Spell my name right, I might read that comment. The slop on CR18. I don't know what that means. Do you know what that means?
Oh, yeah.
Slop in the axles, maybe?
Yeah, there was some slop. That was kind of one of the most important updates that they did to that truck. Basically, the rollback with the portals and stuff. Sometimes the trucks have slop, but this one remedied it a lot better than the first version. So the first version, you're probably getting like two inches of rolling before or something like that. Whereas this one,
that's a lot, huh? Damn.
Yeah, this one feels like a normal like slop, like portal slop style. So it's
And that's
pretty
obviously
cool.
a ring and pinion axle too, so there's going to be some roll.
Yeah, the main upgrade, what they did to remedy that was upgrade the pin for the axle shaft stub shaft. So they just beefed up that pin inside, so a lot thicker, so it just holds it down better, that contact.
Play that game in there.
Let's see. I'm getting through a couple of names while we get it going. But let's hop into our next one. Let's see. My chat went crazy. All
Yeah.
right. Yeah. Let's see. All right. HPI. Let's come back to that HPI one. The HPI Venture 18, guys. If you guys are still waiting for one, I know they're pretty elusive if you didn't get in on the first batch, but HPI, Mark, this thing is sick.
You keep saying that.
Dude, I keep driving it like for only like 5 minutes at a time, 10 minutes at a time. And every time I drive it, I have fun. So this one's the brushless one. It's kind of the same layout as like all the Hobby Plus. See, kind of similar layout to even the Juice right there, but you get the 2-speed, you get the light kit, you get separate receiver module from the ESC. So it's a lot going on
It's
inside.
like a micro TRX4 under there.
Yeah, it's like just real basic, like setup, like for a 110 build.
Yeah.
And it just performs. Like the suspension is super buttery. It handles. And now they have upgrades, guys. So I'm gonna pull that up right now.
What was the wheelbase on that one?
The wheelbase on this one is only 155 millimeters, so that's good.
Okay. It looks so massive.
It is massive. It is for sure. We can maybe check out the Juice right here. Let's see. Real quick little comparison.
Oh, that's funny. Somebody just said that it looks massive too.
Dude, it is massive. So here it is next to the Juice, and the Juice is 170 millimeters.
Wow.
So it just looks huge.
Right.
Yeah. But it's a big girl for sure, and it's pretty sick. Let me go ahead and show the upgrades that just came out for it. A whole bunch of their like lineup of upgrades, guys. So kind of like Red Cat rolled out their own first upgrades for the Ascent 18. Is the same thing that the Venture 18 did right here. So kind of people were like, why do you have the upgrades if you don't have the cars? But I think that's cool. You can kind of plan out your upgrades, what you want. And then let's see. Let me see what it says. So see all the axles, guys, all the little up. It looks like everything is aluminum stuff. I don't see any brass. And let's see. So aluminum diff covers, C-hubs, suspension links. Is there any more pictures of it? Oh, here we go. Oh, here's the brass stuff. This looks pretty cool. It's kind of like a black and like lime green.
Ooh, that's cool.
Yeah, right? So there's the diff covers, there's the wheel weights, the hexes, guys, the steering, looks like steering blocks, they say. Brass wheels, guys. So they got everything coming in pretty good. And then, let's see, they have upgraded, look, portals right there, guys. Portals, what? Portal conversion set for the HPI mark. Are you hearing that? That sounds sick. So they got portals.
I wouldn't do it, but that's options.
Dude, I'm about to buy one of the brushed ones. They have
are those like
overdrive.
Helix gears too, or helical?
Just regular, looks like.
Okay.
Oh, but they say helical diff, so.
There you go. Thought I read that right.
Nice. And then light kits. They finally got the light kits for the roof, for the roll bar. So pretty cool. Pretty cool. Right. So you can get the brushed right now, guys. If you don't want to wait till March, go to directrc. You can go get the brushed ones. They're $150. Or you gotta wait till March to get one for the brush versions. But I kind of like now that they have all the upgrades right there. You can buy the lights, you can buy everything. Um, the brush one doesn't come with a separate light kit module. It's like a 2-in-1 versus brushless ones all separate. So I wouldn't mind, going the old school route and just upgrading it myself. Everything.
Right.
Upgrade the motor, put a Holmes motor in there, something like that. VTEC, get a MyTrick light kit, stuff like that. So
I'm down with my trick. You make it easy. Yeah, what about, that's a good point there, the more scale wheel and tire combo away from those, like, weren't they 1.3s or 1.2s?
So wheels are 1.2s, yeah.
Yeah.
1.3, something like that. So check those out, guys. Let's find out another. Coming back to let's see, Northwest Chassis Works too. The Athos chassis, guys, is restocked. Athos chassis are restocked, and they got a lot of guys were waiting for the Athos. Kind of the whole lineups. The XLs go really fast, guys.
Yeah.
So if you need one of those. And what I also found too when I was browsing the Northwest Chassis Works is that if you guys still looking for a pretty sweet TRX4M build, see that the Evo 18 is on sale as well, guys. So Evo 18 is $49.99, guys. If
Oh,
you
wow.
guys need a carbon fiber TRX4M chassis, guys. You can pick green, silver, or black carbon fiber. So pretty cool steel, guys, right there. If you need a quick little build.
I
And I
have
have
that
the
green
green
one.
one.
Yeah.
Is yours
They're all,
finished?
I mean, yeah. Has it been driven? No. I don't know. I like building the TRX stuff, and then I just don't drive them. It's really, I don't know. I still am an SCX guy.
Yeah, I get you. Let's see. What did I do right here to my screen?
Yeah, the green's cool. Do we have Athos to show? Oh my god, do we have Athos to show? Which one you want to see? Standard, XL, C1 standard, C1 XL. Steve was
Got a
showing up.
couple.
See it, C1 XL, beginning of the show.
Yeah, I have some tucked up right now. This is my baby. This is the little Athos, guys. This is the tried and true Athos one. Little shorty. If you guys haven't tried the Athos with the tiny tires, guys, yet, this feels like portal axles. The straight axle little beast. It's OG. Just keeping it simple, brushed setup, guys.
Yeah, that's how my
Nothing too crazy.
original one, Athos standard
Yeah.
brush, 55. Love it.
The C1XL is the last of the bunch. Well, somebody's going to win one for sure.
There you go. Tune in the right night.
Just some OG trio type Bs with the killer chassis, the Spectre. I forgot what he called this one. The Fortress beadlock rings.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, the silver is fucking sick. This is, as soon as I get the rest of the link set from Steve, we going here.
Ooh. All right, so we got Chinese New Year coming up, guys. Get your China
Yep.
parts in before
Ooh.
January 24th, especially from Injora, they're saying. So they're going to take a break and celebrate their Chinese New Year. And they're going to be
Yeah, anything that
back
comes in from China will be.
February 5th. So that's like a couple weeks for sure. New
Yep.
stuff, Mark?
Real quick.
Yes.
Real quick. Hey, 20 Chungus. Angry Squirrel rings. Yeah, brother. I got both sets, man. I missed out on the last couple of drops. Yeah, I sat around and waited for that one.
Definitely shout out if you guys were lucky enough to scoop.
I
I
knew
think
there
you
was
might
something
have
else I was going to tell you about the weekend, and that was it.
I
There you go.
didn't get to, but I still have my tried and true. The second batch got the
Yeah.
teardrops and the Valley Spec. These ones are sick.
I
I should have grabbed
figure
the
if
other one,
we all have them, we can do some trading around the community.
right?
You know what I mean? So,
So let's see. Injora. Speaking, coming back to Injora, guys, they came out with a new body for the SCX24, and not too bad. It's pretty dope. Uh, let's check it out. So
that
check it
purple is
out.
cool.
Yeah, my opinion is that, dude, I used to have the sickest bug body, the sickest little SCX24 Lexan bug body, by the I forgot his name. Doesn't even matter anyways because of the
Yeah.
he ended up just failing, taking a big L, guys, in the
I
on us for the bodies.
That
But
was way back, right?
yeah, so it's honestly hard, really, really hard to find a Lexan bug body for the SCX24. It was really hard. There was either just like too small, too narrow, and people turned them into like hardline or like buggy builds instead. So there really wasn't much before like the hard bodies came out, like the VTech one, especially that one's probably one of the coolest hard body ones. But check this out, guys. This one is more like that Baja Racer stylish style. So you can see it has cutouts for the lights needed. It has like some racing fins in the back. It has a little full engine bay in the back. So what you get is that full little race cage, the rear bumper mark, interior, the stickers and stuff. So let's keep it going. This is there it is with some lights right there.
I don't see why you couldn't use that on a TRX 4M.
It would be like that 134 millimeter
Yeah,
wheelbase.
yeah,
Oh
but you could
no,
stretch it out. Well,
sorry
I
guys.
mean, or shorten it up for a TRX. I wonder if some people maybe not realize that the Gladiator length wheelbase is the same as the TRX wheelbase, so 18 scale versus quote unquote 24 scale. I think the scale is relative at this point. It's all
Well, you
wheelbase
can see
based.
it right here. It's got the
Yeah,
little
right.
50 millimeters or the 51 millimeter Mud Boss tires.
I like the retro look of those tires.
Right.
Yeah,
So you
right.
guys can pick.
It's like kind of cool stretch, right, bro?
Yeah, I think I have my VTech like short wheelbase bug. It looks good on like a Seabolt as well, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
It'll look good on the Gladiator too if you really want. I would recommend probably making like the engine to probably like lengthen it out. But there's some of these colors you can get, guys: purple, orange, and gray, and then a clear one. $32, guys. So you got like it says you got 2 days right here to order. 2 days and 12 hours to order this before you got to wait a long time. So there's that,
Yeah.
and then lastly, before we talk about some cool stuff, let me see. I mean, everything's cool that we've
I
been
was
talking
gonna
about.
say.
Oh, we forgot to talk about. Cannot forget Nacho Crawlers too, guys. But before we get to the Nacho Crawlers, I wanted to share about one more body for the SCX24 that just came out. It was the SCX24 uh, Toyota or FJ. Try and find it right here. Yeah, the Land Cruiser FJ40.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Who?
What? Sorry.
Who?
I'm sorry. I was thinking out loud. My bad.
Oh,
Um, I saw something else you missed that we were going to talk about.
check this out. Check this out.
For Lexan, dude, I ain't mad about it. Although there's too much of a little bit deadbolt going on, but at the same time, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, here we go. So Toyota Land Cruiser, guys. If you guys like that Land Cruiser or that another Lexan body, this one looks like to be a sick C1 like super cheater body. If you really want to go that Lexan route, but here we go. We can check it out with the bumper mark, so it's already kind of pushed back, which I like. So it'll give you that like FJ kind of style-esque.
Yeah.
So it's a lot, really aggressive cut right there, front approach. So I definitely like that. I can definitely see the deadbolt straight up on it too.
You
It looks like
can't unsee it once you see it.
dude, it's funny, yeah. But what do you? I like it. It looks
No,
cool. They
like
added
I
a
said,
little
I
bit
ain't
of
mad
different.
about it.
Yeah, right. But there you guys can see it right there. If you need that C1 legal, now you can do.
I feel like if somebody wanted to design a different cage for it, that would make it stand out and be different looking than the deadbolt.
Yeah, maybe like put the actual like flat top look on it or something.
Yeah, kind of match the natural body line of a 40.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And what's cool about it is, people can probably design some modular pieces if they really wanted to. They can probably redesign the cage and just bolt it down, make it look like something.
Yeah, or
So,
do a fastback cage.
mm-hmm. $35.99, guys.
The J bolt.
The J bolt. There you
Oh,
go.
pretty good.
Who's gonna get the J bolt, guys? And if you guys do put it on a truck,
I
what
said
truck are you guys gonna put it
I
on?
said bolt 40 was one of mine.
The bolt for it. Dude, that's funny. Let's see. All right, guys. So crazy stuff as always. Oh yeah, let me come back to the Nacho Crawlers before. This is the last one, guys, and can't forget about the Nacho Crawlers. This chassis has been pretty popular lately. It's a new one. This one, it looks like he updated batch number 3, guys. If you guys did get in on the batch number 3, it did come with some other options that you could try out. As you guys can see, the whole kind of profile of the chassis a little bit different now. You see the front has more shock tower right there. There's optional shock towers right there. A whole new skid kind of design. And let's see if we can kind of see what if there was any updates on here, maybe. Let's see. So yeah, the upgraded link rear brace. That was one of the most important ones. I can probably bring out my juice real quick. Where is it?
Someone was asking about a short wheelbase ethos build, so here's one.
Oh,
I don't
no,
know if
it's
it's
not right now.
short wheelbase, but it's standard. C-bolt? Yeah, C-bolt.
So this was. Oh wait, it's right here. So this was the most important kind of thing right here. That rear link brace, guys. It's the printed one, but now if you guys were extra careful like I was and lasted, now it's aluminum, guys. So it's definitely much stronger and no more breaking the rear brace. Improved front upper link geometry. So he moved the lower links down a little bit lower just to get that nice flush transition, guys. Trying to eliminate any anchor points anywhere. Enhanced skid design, so it increased the angle on the transmission a little bit. So that'll kind of like give you that pitch transmission to raise the rear shaft, the output shaft a little bit better to tuck up the drive shaft a little bit higher. And then looks like everything is just updated with the link geometry, guys. So a couple holes changed here and there to improve the lower link geometry, and then optimized reinforced magnet mounts. Everything is different now. So undercut, even skinnier skid design in the belly. So, and then the optional add-on shock towers, guys. So as you guys can see, let me see if I can pull up that older one, that older shot, that kind of peak. So yeah, there's that. So with mine, you could kind of see that this is a little bit, the older one is a little bit lower, and then there's no optional shock towers, and then looks like the clearance is a lot more tucked up. So pretty cool. If you guys were able to get on the batch number 3, just wanted to share with you guys that looks like they sold out all now. So you gotta wait for the next batch. But that's cool to know that the next batch has all those updates to the chassis. So pretty cool. From Nacho Crawlers, guys. All right, Mark. I think it's time to share an invite to our friend for tonight. So guys, special guest. Guys, let me just go ahead and we'll introduce. But if you guys haven't followed Micro Crawler Club anywhere on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, they've been definitely raising the bar, helping the micro scene grow, and it's awesome. It's a big plus too to have extra involvement in the RC with some of the RC companies themselves. So let's go ahead and
think of this shit.
go on.
Yep. Nacho Crawlers running a super big batch, 2 weeks or so. Nice. There you go.
Hey.
Oh, yo.
Oh, what's happening?
Good to see you guys. Well, it's good to see your garages at least.
Thanks for coming
All
on.
right. Yeah, of course.
Happy to be here.
So, guys, we got Van from the Micro Crawler Club. Sorry, guys. I think we
What
got a
happened,
little
Steve?
bit of feedback.
There
Real
we
quick.
go.
Okay, cool. So we got Van from the Micro Crawler Club, and he's been actively involved in a couple of RC events in the Utah scene. And if you guys haven't participated in like the Pro Line by the Fire big RC event in SoCal, you might have seen some epic micro courses. So, Van, we wanted to say welcome, brother, and what kind of got you interested in the micro RC community, you know, having events and building cool courses around your area and stuff like that?
Well, it started for me during the pandemic. I was doom scrolling and came across RC Sparks' old one, the Gold Rush, RC Gold Rush. I was watching those guys do their thing with the construction stuff, and I'd always been into RC, but never been in the community. And I think what it was is they got into like a winter episode where they're like, oh, we can't work on the mine, so we're gonna rip these mini crawlers around, and they're all only $150. And I immediately paused the video and went to Amazon and purchased one. And I got onto Facebook as soon as the RC showed up, and there was a local group here called Utah SCX24. And I was like, hey, where's the cool spot to go? And my friend David McPhee, well, wasn't my friend at the time, but now he's one of my close friends. He suggested I check out Sugar House Park, which now we call Micro Moab. And they did this giant art installation that looks very similar to like a zoo enclosure, except it's all made to look like Red Rock. And it is like being on the movie set for the SCX24 commercial. And that's kind of how I felt when I showed up there. I was like, oh, I'm the kid in the G.I. Joe commercial. Because every time you see a G.I. Joe commercial, they're always playing with the G.I. Joes in like the coolest possible place you'd ever play with G.I. Joes. And then you get home and play with it in your tub. And you're like, this sucks. Except this time I actually got to be the kid in the commercial. And I was instantly hooked. Like, I didn't realize that the Venn diagram of the hobby of RC like perfectly matched like with my skill set. I'm a graphic artist by trade. I've always been a tinkerer and a maker and a builder. And so like the mechanical side of it came pretty quickly. And then being able to do the scale elements of things and do graphics and stuff like that. Like I was already doing stuff very similar to that for like t-shirts. And then my background is being a professional mountain boarder when I was younger. Through that, I learned how to do guerrilla marketing and run events and run a team and how to be a promoter. And like, it wasn't called influencing back then. You were just a promoter. And that's what I still call myself now, as I'm an event promoter for the Micro Crawler Club. And So it wasn't too long after I got involved, at least with the Facebook group, I was like, hey, so when's the next event? And the guys who were running that group were kind of like, oh, we got some plans. We're going to do a thing. And I waited like a couple of weeks. I'm like, hey, you going to do the thing? And they're like, no, I don't know. We're working on it. And I was like, well, I'm going to do a thing. And they're like, go for it. And I think I had like 4 guys show up to the first one. So like it wasn't a great turnout, but like I met some new friends. One of them happened to be David McPhee, one of them happened to be Will Scott, and the other one happened to be Blake Jensen. They were the first guys to show up and the last guys to leave. So I was like, hey, you guys want to start a club? And they're like, yeah. So we all met at Burger King and just kind of penciled it up and like brainstormed the idea. And I've got a background in marketing and advertising. So, coming up with the Micro Crawler Club, that was a collaborative effort, but I think it was Blake who actually came up with the name. And so we just hit the ground running, got a Facebook group going, started throwing events. And it wasn't long after that we started to see these people that would, be the first people there, the first people to leave. And we're like, hey, you want to be an admin? You want to help us start the group? And it really kind of flourished from there. Like I may have had the brainchild to pull everybody together, but it has been a huge group effort amongst all of our judges. I think we're up to 22 judges / admins now, and everybody brings something to the table that just has really helped the group explode in Utah, and then also helped our reach as far as Facebook and Instagram is concerned. And so to have that collaborative effort of everybody kind of like diving in and, with the mentality of putting fun first, like over the rules, I think creates a very fun environment for somebody that might be new to the hobby to enter. Because I was going to the 110 events not too long after we started the Micro Crawler Club, and the vibe there is way different than it is at our events. And I don't know if that's because the mini guys are different or just what we've cultivated, but we try to make it very inviting. We try to remove as many barriers to entry as possible. We try to focus on fun first and quality of life second, and then rules third. Rules are important in a competition. We run our own rule set. We didn't really like what was available to us at the time. And, after 4 years of being in it now, we feel like we've got a very strong rule set, especially with the build makeup and how we've kind of geared that towards the physical look of the vehicle and allowed that to be our division of what class you would be in. So our first one, our D1, Division 1, because we've got to be different, is street. And so it'd be like a street legal vehicle, something, a mall crawler, right? And it very much aligns with the other rule sets that are on the market. And then kind of with D2, which would be our weekend warrior class. So that's the guy that's just barely street legal. He's trimmed his fenders, he's got the performance bumper on it, but he has to run mud flaps and he still has blinkers, And then Division 3 and Division 4, which would be Outlaw and Sidewinder, are basically vehicles that would have to be towed to the venue. They couldn't drive on the freeway to get there, which, if you think about our crawlers, makes a lot of sense. Class 3 tends to be, more cage style frame rails. Sometimes there's no body on them. And then you get to Division 4 Sidewinder, that's like 4-wheel steer, battery on axle, dig, if we ever see that show up, which, I'm sure it'll be any time now before we have dig and minis. So we do that for our competitions, and then for our events, it's not just a competition. We've got the 4 divisions of comp crawling, but if you're not into comp crawling, but you still want to hang out with a bunch of mini crawlers, well, we do novelty events. So sometimes we'll do like 1 rig, 2 drivers. So we've got one guy that has throttle and one guy that has steering, and they have to maneuver that rig all the way through 10 gates, and then, best score wins. Or make something even more simple where it's just run what you brung. There's no divisions. It's best time wins. And those are kind of like our U4 tough truck challenges. And those are really appealing to a lot of people because it might be their first event, and that taking on, a real competition might be a little intimidating. So this is still a way for them to participate in a competitive way, but not having to feel like there's so much of a buy-in. And then we also set up a scale trail. So this would be another trail set off to the side that's gated, but it doesn't have any scoring to it. But we go through and set up scale trees and flags, and we've got a bunch of really cool builders here in Utah that are making little houses and I'm one of those guys, like for our creepy crawl, which is our event in October, I did a great big Dracula's castle, and it was all made out of play sets and spray foam, and it turned out really cool. And that's kind of what we're trying to cultivate here in Utah is more than just competition crawling. Like there's so much to this hobby that, you know, I feel like has yet to even be explored in a lot of ways, especially with like minis. Like we're talking about doing one for a scale build where you actually have to use your sand ladders, and you would be required to carry like two 12-inch sticks on the top of your rig.
Yeah.
And there'd be several places where you have to stop and put those sticks down and then drive across and then put them back on your vehicle. And then there might be bonus lines that are more crawler oriented, you know, and then there might be a regular line that you could take. So if you've got like a dollhouse build, you know, you might take the low line, but if you've got, you know, a rig that's just barely skirting the lines, and you're like, oh, I think I can score those extra points. It should provide a way to kind of break up the brackets a little bit and hopefully make it a little bit more enjoyable, so it's not always like the same 10 people at the top of the brackets.
That sounds
Long story
awesome.
short, I love RC.
No, dude, that
Oh,
sounds super cool, really. And it sounds like you've expanded the possibilities for the micro events, especially, you know, having those cool ones like the two-man team or the ultra scale comps. I think that's what kind of everybody was wishing for and hopeful for, but maybe if you haven't been to any of the micro crawler club events, probably you guys don't know what it's the experience is like. But wanted to share with you guys too here, especially if you guys have Facebook. But Micro Crawler Club on Facebook. It's a Facebook page, guys. Group page. It's 38.3 K members. So if you guys want to find out a lot of stuff, just kind of keep updated about anything micro as well. You guys can just kind of scroll endlessly, see what everybody's up to, see anything micro, just kind of like Micro Mondays, but nonstop.
Yeah, we on our Facebook group we encourage people to ask questions. Like we see it quite often where somebody might get frustrated that they're having to see somebody ask about tire size or, you know, what's the best motor. And I understand that there's a search bar, but I also understand that there's a lot of new people that just don't know how to use Facebook. They don't know anything about the community, and so we want to be that bridge. We want to be the one group where somebody can come and ask that question. And if somebody does try to like fire back some, you know, some like, why did you use the search bar? You know, we'll delete their message and remind them, you know, in the Microcrawler Club, we pay it forward, and then we'll go back and answer the question. You know, like other people can run their groups any way they want to, and I appreciate and respect the fact that, you know, there is a lot of different flavors, and the Microcrawler Club might not be best for everybody, but I think it's a good place to start. And that's what we kind of try to cultivate is that same kind of, you know, rising tides lifts all ships, you know, like I want to see everybody do good. You know, I watch everybody's reels. I like everybody's reels. I'll try to comment on as many of them as I can because like I want to cultivate that camaraderie and make this community, you know, as fun place as it's been for in Utah. I want everybody to have that. And so, you know, the Microcrawler Club Facebook group is a good way for us to kind of, you know, create that community.
Yeah, that's awesome, and I can definitely see it's growth pretty much every month. It seems like over there with all the events that you have. So we also saw that you had the whole 2024 year stacked with, you know, the types of events going on. And are you planning already for the 2025 year?
We've had tentative talks about some of the things that we'd like to do. I have to get together with the founders of the Microcrawler Club and really nail down the dates because I've already got sponsors pounding down my door. One thing that we have already talked about is that we're going to kind of scale back a little bit in some respects because I didn't know this, but I found out a couple of months afterwards, after we raised all of our money last year, that we kind of sucked all the air out of the room. And I didn't realize that, you know, me just being like, I wonder if we could raise $18,000. You know, I was just doing it to see if I could. I didn't realize that it was going to, you know, potentially hurt other clubs. And so when I found out about that, like, I was just like, oh, crap. Like, so we're going to maybe kind of change up the way that we do things so we can still provide the same level of events, but maybe just kind of do it in a different way. So that way there's still budget left for other clubs to get sponsorship for their events. And so even though we shot for the moon last year, we're gonna dial it back because we didn't know we were going to suck the air out of the room. So I apologize to all the clubs out there who might be watching. I was just, you know, it's just like, I wonder if I could, and it worked out well. And so it was just, it was my mistake. I didn't think about the ramifications of it. So I'm sorry.
You can't
Hey,
predict that.
that's the passion, man. It's
Yeah.
who wouldn't want to go to comps every month, every other week, you know? So that's what it's all about. Um, Coming back to like comps and stuff like that, we know, of course, more than planning and events, you also drive the trucks too. So you're also in partner with directrc, is that correct? So
Yes,
you kind of get like some nice choices of the trucks to kind of check out and promote for them. So we know you have the new CR18P
yep,
Pro
right.
Juice Up Edition. How do you like that one?
It's a phenomenal rig. The bang for the buck is totally there. Like if you're looking for something that is a high performance RTR, like this really is the best option right now. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a lot more really cool stuff coming down the pike, but this is definitely the favorite of the week. They did just about everything right on this as far as an RTR is concerned. I have already hopped mine up, so I did replace the steering link, and I've got that new torque servo in there. If you guys haven't tried out the new torque servo, especially on the Red Cat. On the Red Cat, not having the ears on the side of the servo allows it to get almost an 8-inch more compression in the front, and you don't get any binding left to right whatsoever. Like it is a game changer on that platform. But it's also very convenient on the Evo or the FMS or the SCX24. It gives you all the same additions. With the Evo, they've got pretty wide rails, so it's not that big of a deal. But with the Red Cat, how they tend to dovetail in, that really narrows up how much room you've got for that servo. I've also got the neck shocks on here, and I believe that these are the 60 millimeters. So I've thrown some limit rubber bands on there just to keep it sucked up. And then I did swap out to the Injoras. I don't know what the name of the wheel is, but it's the one with the carbon fiber ring, and I'm running it backwards. So I've actually sucked the tire back in over the top of the portal because it tends to hang up right here. And I'm actually thinking about once they come out with the shorter axle stubs, and even sucking it in closer because these things are very wide in the
Yeah,
gates. So it depends on your rule set. Here in Utah, we don't distinguish between scale. We distinguish like by wheelbase and how it fits with our visual criteria, and then some mechanical things, obviously like performance rails are going to push you into Division Two. Anything that's not stockish, is gonna push you up. But it's a phenomenal rig out of the box. Like it's one of the best performers out there, and it is probably the best bang for the buck currently. So yeah, it's a good rig. I say a lot of good things about it for sure.
nice. So let's see. I know you also you have your own special kind of twist when it comes to your bodies and the paint schemes and basically the liveries, right?
Yeah, I don't drive stock stuff. Even for the video for this, like you can see that I've replaced my own windshield, and so that's actually like somebody driving down the road in Moab. And then in the reverse side, there's actually a line of Jeeps behind it. And then same thing kind of on the side windows. I just took some photos offline and made my own decal set. And then I don't know how well that's going to show, but like it's got a fake wood grain on the back of it. And then I also did my own grill. And so it's got the Micro Crawler Club logo right on there. Um, as a professional for my day job, I run a sign shop. And so I have access to hundreds of thousands of dollars of the top of the line equipment. So I'm able to kind of make whatever I want whenever I want within reason. My boss gave me a raise not to do, giant orders for other companies. So it's not something that I do in mass quantity, but if somebody is looking for potentially for like to do a custom rig or something like that, I might be persuaded into helping you out. I can't guarantee that I can. My time's pretty limited, and especially with graphic art and some of the the time intensity of designing some of that stuff. I kind of have to be choosy about what I pick up and what I don't. I'm talking to Cape Crawlers right now. I think I'm going to be helping him out with his H10. And then there's another company that just contracted me to do a livery for an RTR that's going to be coming out. I'll say more about that when I can. So that's been really cool to gain, you know, the ear of the industry and to be able to kind of chime in on some things. Like that's what's been really great about working with directrc and Furatech USA and Nex Shocks and Torque Servos. And I work with Mias in a very similar way, is that I get to see a lot of the product very early. And then through my network of friends here locally, you know, we'll tear it apart, put it back together, stress test it. I worked a lot with Ken Robinson on the Mias Ripper and the MB18 and MB24. Like he and I got some 3D prototypes very, very early and helped them kind of make some of the changes, because sometimes these manufacturers don't think about the aftermarket. Like that, you know, like the Ripper is a really good example. Sorry to go off screen, but this was the original first Ripper in America. They sent this to me before they launched, and you can see inside here where I had to cut it up for an aftermarket servo. And so on the V2, it's actually wider, and then by the time you got to the nylon, they had made a lot of the changes that Ken and I suggested to him to fix on that. And so to be able to be a part of that creative process in a retail product has been really cool. Like it's definitely a bucket list thing for sure. And so I try to, you know, incorporate as many of my friends as I can into that process. You know, they're very trusted, and they get to know about things before other people do because they are contributing to that process as well. So it's been really fun.
I love it, man. And lastly, too, we know that so you've been killing it with the events, you kill it with the build, your involvement with the RC companies for the micro community. Not only that, you build some awesome courses with the help of your friends too, and wanted to share with the community too that you have a new grand opening coming, I believe, this
Yeah,
weekend.
so I'm the event promoter for Canyon Hobbies, which is one of our local RC shops, and they actually happen to have like the biggest venue of all of the RC shops in Utah. And JP has just come on board and is like, I just want you to build constantly for me. And so we just built him the first, well, not the first indoor tent scale crawling course, but it's definitely the biggest that we've ever had. And he had the first one, and it was just all of these rocks were just kind of piled on top of each other. And so we've taken over 220 man hours over 2.5 months to build all of this. And we just barely finished it last Saturday. We had to do some concrete work on it. There's a 62-degree climb over on that big mountain. There's actually a hole right in the front of it where you have to climb up through the hole. And so we concreted that in. I got together with Dustin Rose from D's Bands. If you guys run 10 scales and you're looking for something kind of like the rubber bands that we put on our shocks, check out D's Bands. They're basically the same thing, but they're I actually think that they work better than a rubber band does, because it actually works as a limiting strap and a compression strap at the same time, depending on what length you get. Anyways, I brought him in because he's like, I think he placed 5th overall this year in 10 scale, so he's a very good driver. He has taken some first place in the Nerds competitions, and so I thought it would be good to bring him in, and he kind of designed that feature, so I felt like it was best to have him finish that off. But a lot of the Micro Crawler Club guys, they've all chipped in and come in on the weekends to make mud and throw rocks and, you know, put chicken wire up. We also did a project for our local municipality here in West Valley, where we created an outdoor, free to the public RC park that's actually handicap capable. So they have actually poured a concrete slab to the inside of it, so people that in wheelchairs are able to get into the RC park and enjoy at least some of what we get to go out and do at like Moab or up in the canyon and stuff like that. So it's been really fun to be a part of that and to be able to pay it forward a little bit. And that just, you know, helped me gain the trust of Canyon Hobbies to do what I do. And we built 2 mini courses for them, and we're building 4 more. We've actually are starting to take orders from local people who want it for their own homes. And so it's been pretty
Oh,
cool. Like I just
yeah.
RC parks on the weekends now. My hobby is my job, but I'm still enjoying it and having a good time. So yeah, it's been a blast.
That's awesome, man. And there's plenty of stuff, I guess, in the neck of your woods, guys. And if you want to see some of his creations, definitely go to the Utah areas. And then, how about coming back to Cali? I know you were involved with the Pro Line by the Fire for 2 years now, and last year you won the best course, which that was an amazing, fun course. Are you thinking about maybe this year, or if they're gonna
If
do it?
if they invite us back, we will definitely be coming. Everybody was super stoked. We teamed up with Enlightened RC last year to put that course together. So it was all the Utah folks and some of the Cali folks getting together to build that. It was kind of a big upset. I know that the number 2 guys were none too pleased that the mini guys won, but stuff definitely comes around. So I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see some changes to the criteria of the scale build. So that'll definitely change the way that we show up. But we will definitely be there. We're already planning on it. Usually, last year we stayed with the Furetech USA guys. They stayed in the same B&B as us, and I think that we're planning on doing the same thing this year. So we'll be there. How much we actually get to participate with the event, I don't know. I would be surprised if we weren't invited back because it has been a pretty big draw. I know that the Horizon Hobbies video from the first year, I think, is over like 5 million views. So there's definitely a lot of respect for the minis now that didn't necessarily used to be at that event. And I'm happy that we got to bring some of that flavor to the event. And it's been really fun working with those guys, and to be able to take the win last year was huge. And but honestly, like I feel like we had a leg up, you know what I mean? Because I can show up with 20 bins and create a whole city, and in that same amount of space, they might get 4 houses for a 10th scale. So there is a little unevenness there. What I would like to see, what I hope they do, is they invite maybe 2 other mini crews from around the country to do trails, and then it's like mini trail versus mini trail and 10th scale versus 10th scale, and then
There you
it'll be
go.
a little bit more.
Yeah, that was one thing I really liked about the mini trail. It was just, it took like a good solid like 45 minutes if just crawling, which was fun. Like you can switch out another battery pack, keep it going, go get your other truck, go do the same thing. It was a fun one, man. So
The train,
that's what I like to see
the
too in the
train is the
micro
best part.
community, and it just keeps blowing up every year. So
Yeah.
this year's going to be no exception for sure.
Yeah, definitely Pro Line by the Fire. Like if you're into crawling, that's the event to go to. Now that I've been to Beat the Creek, and I've been to Axial Fest West, and I've been to Pro Line by the Fire. And out of all of those, like Pro Line is for crawling. The other ones are more trail oriented. And sometimes their offerings for minis is a little lackluster. At least it was at Beat the Creek. Like it was basically just a dirt hill with roads carved into it. There wasn't really any crawling on it. But any event in California is going to have some really cool rock formations and definitely worth visiting. The Microcrawler Club is going to St. George in a couple of months, so if there's anybody in the Four Corner states that's interested in coming and hanging out with us, definitely come to that event. It's not like a competition or anything. It's just a jamboree, show up, run. We're going to run 10s. We're going to run baby Capras. We're going to run tons of minis. And if you haven't had a chance to drive your rig on red rock sandstone, like if you can't make it this year, come to one of them, because it needs to be on your crawling bucket list to go to southern Utah or any of the states that have the red belt in it where there is that sandstone available, because it's very different than granite or limestone or any of the other regular rocks. Like it is phenomenal, and
Man,
you need to do it before you die.
yeah, I'm counting on it. Hopefully this year for sure. So, guys, Want to give a big shout out again to Van for coming out from Micro Crawler Club, guys. If you want to check out a whole bunch of more info from the Micro Crawler Club, guys, go ahead and check out the Facebook group page. That'll probably be one of the best ways you can keep updated. And then, of course, here on Instagram, of course, guys, Micro Crawler Club. He's going to post all the content. You'll see it first, whether it's maybe new products coming out or just the awesome work that he does putting in with courses and the whole involvement in event planning around everywhere in the states, mainly in the Utah. But Van, again, man, that's awesome. We wish we could have a whole bunch more time to chat with you. We'll probably have to bring you back on again to have like a little Micro Crawler Club takeover or something. See
Yeah,
what else you've been up to.
I can bring
Definitely.
some founders. We can hang out. It'll be a good time.
Yeah, there you go. So cool, man. And then any last things you want to shout out before we
Yeah, just keep an eye on the events page on the Microcrawler Club Facebook page, or you can go to www.microcrawlerclub.com. That'll just take you straight to the Facebook page. Everything will be posted there. I should have the events up in the next 2 months. We're still just kind of ironing some things out with the sponsors and getting our dates down. And then the February, I think it's March. The March event in St. George is already posted, so if you're interested in that, come check it out. Definitely check out directrc, and if you're local to Utah, come check out Canyon Hobbies this Saturday for the grand opening of the All Scales Trail. So 6 scale all the way down to 32nd. Everything's allowed on that course. Just don't be crawling on, like, don't physically walk on top of the hills. I don't want anybody falling off and breaking their neck. Stay on the ground. If you need something rescued, I'll do it for you.
there you guys go. So thanks
All right,
again,
guys.
and we'll
Catch you on
catch
the
you
flip.
soon.
Yo, Van, thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you,
Solid.
guys. Appreciate it.
All right, Mark. So, dude, what an epic time with Micro Crawler Club for sure. We're gonna bring them on again.
That's
We
really
have to,
cool.
man.
I like the way they do that, where it's fun oriented first. That's so cool. It
Yeah,
should be
and
about getting out and relaxing, not stressing over stuff.
hopefully it can inspire a lot of other guys around who are looking for more than just comps and meetups to have a little bit more events like two-man teams or just ultra scale runs and stuff like that. Like, we'll definitely push the boundaries again and keep the innovation going. So stuff like that, we definitely need to see more in the RC community. So man, what an epic time with Micro Crawler Club.
That's an interesting word. I like that, Mini Mayhem. Wholesome.
Yeah, it's just an awesome experience. And then guys, he's as much of a micro RC addict more than probably a lot of people. So
Bro,
the
the
passion
microphones were
is
like
most important, guys.
echoing
If you're not
and
having
stuff,
fun,
Steve. And I saw an ambush and a barrage, which I haven't seen in years, either one of those. But I didn't want to jump in because it was like, murp, 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 But yeah, he has some cool builds and some cool
yeah,
rigs
those
that
are
you don't
little.
see every day. Any.
So shout out, guys. What events? If you guys are, I see a couple events. El Sucio in the chat. Shout out if you guys have any events coming up in your area. Shout out where the state. And guys, it is time. The wheel has been closed since 8 o'clock, somewhere around there. So 10, 15 minutes, something like that. But we got the Athos C1XL chassis to give away. Winner. If you are a winner, contact and DM Northwest Chassis Works. He'll get you out a brand new Northwest Chassis Works Athos C1XL. Guys want all that breakover and all that scale performance? This is the only chassis to get, in my opinion. So, guys, let me go ahead and get this list shuffled up. We got the list right here. So shout out if you guys need events near you guys. That's honestly one of the coolest ways to get out, to explore, to see new builds, to meet new friends, to just drive new places and places you probably never thought that was around you. So definitely shout it out, guys. That's what everybody is here for. So let's go ahead and spin it, Mark, for the Northwest Chassis Works Athos C1 XL. Good
Let's
luck,
go.
guys. And you guys know the rules. We do have to verify if you were following the rules. So we have Crawler Cartel 559. Shout out Crawler Cartel. Oh, he
Damn.
is
Quick draw
straight.
McGraw on
Dude,
that.
he is ready.
Wow.
Let's see.
I think you manifested that, homie, because you had your response ready to go. Congrats. As long as the rules are followed. Oh, it's private. Oh.
It is if you checked out the rules, we require a public profile to be eligible.
That logo is cool though. It's
Yeah,
like
it is
Thrasher magazine from
cool.
the fucking
So,
early 80s. I like that.
yes, brother.
Spin again. Let's go.
Yeah, next. Thank you, Mark. Alrighty. Here we go again, guys. Hey, Crawler Cartel though, man. Yo. Hopefully next time, bro. Hit me up in the DMs. I'll send you out a slap pack.
There you go.
Got you, bro.
At least he's cool
we
about
got
it. Oh yeah.
818 Custom Garage. Is 818 Custom Garage in here? Is he following all the rules? 818 Custom Garage. Is he here? You gotta read the fine print, Tiny Trucks.
I'm not even sure that's fine print. I'm pretty sure that's just bold print. It's like 3 rules. It's not like the craziest thing.
We got 30 seconds for 818. Is he in here?
Spin
it up. 20 seconds left.
I'll search and see.
He's in there.
There you go.
No way. Crazy. There we go.
Let's go.
Let's see. 818 Custom.
I like the logo too. As tiny as it is on the screen.
You know what?
That looks cool.
He won. He was going to win the logo, but he passed it on.
Okay, I knew that sounded
So here
familiar.
we got public profile, guys. Is he following Northwest Chassis Works? Let's find out. Uh-oh.
Another push.
Oh, no. He's not following Northwest Chassis Works. Sorry, brother. Do appreciate you, though. But definitely, it's a Northwest Chassis Works chassis, so we got to make sure we follow our boy Northwest Chassis Works in order to win. All right, guys. Hopefully you guys followed Northwest Chassis Works and read the story, read the bold print.
At some point, it's going to be someone who really needs it, right?
Yeah. We got Flow Farmer RC. All right. Flow Farmer RC. Are you in here?
Oh.
Let's see. Flow Farmer. Yeah, that was rough to see right there. Flow Farmer, is he in here? Give him yo. He says yo.
Okay.
Oh, he's public. All right. He is public. All right. He's ready. Let's see. Oh, right there. Northwest Chassis Works. Boom. He's following
there you go.
Northwest Chassis Works, guys. There you go. Congratulations, Flow Farmer. You have won the Northwest Chassis Works Athos C1 XL.
I love the comments when it's a giveaway time. Sounds
Congratulations,
weird.
guys.
That's awesome.
send a DM to Northwest Chassis Works. He'll get you one out ASAP. And for everybody else who always, you know, the rules, guys, and you know how the vibes go. It's nothing but good vibes, man. Try our best. Nothing but good vibes in here. And if you didn't win, there's always next time, guys. So
Dude,
we
right?
always
So many
appreciate
things to give away.
whoever wants to participate and just hang out in general, because you never know. We always usually have a couple cool stuff to give away. So tonight was the Athos XLC1. We'll never know. I think, let's see. What is this
I want to
day?
say one
The
thing,
20th?
Steve.
Yeah.
If you guys have anything you want to see on the show, let us know. We don't see everything.
Yeah,
You know,
we
send
don't
us
see everything.
messages. There's so much stuff that drops every week or every day, for that matter. At this point, let us know. Let us know what you guys want to see and people you want to see featured on the show, and you know, it's all a good time. And I
The ISO
appreciate y'all
links,
for
we're
showing up.
talking about the giveaway from this weekend. But
Who? What?
here you guys go. This will what we'll do for next week, guys. If you're still here till the very end. Oh, yeah, I know. We can't. This is a long month. I think it's 5 weeks in January, so it's been a long January, guys. So we're gonna kick off the end of January with another sick Cow RC carbon little mini bundle. All right, and then Mark, I think I have one for you too. I'm supposed to
You
send
know
you
what?
one right now.
I still
So
don't have one of those.
yeah,
Amazingly,
I'm gonna
like I
send you one
still just
because
have
you
my
wanted me to
little
send you one because you said you
one.
need one.
All right, cool.
So there
Bautista,
you
man.
go, guys. Stay tuned for the last week. We'll push it hard. We'll do another Cow RC giveaway. Yeah, yeah. It's been a good
Anybody
one.
else
Thank you,
want to
everybody.
contribute? Let us know. Let's go.
Let's go, Mark. That was insane tonight. Check
Yeah,
out
I really
all the
appreciate
stuff.
Van coming on, man. That was cool. I had to mute so that I could hear him without it being all echoey. But yeah, he was very informative, very passionate. I really like the vibe. It's more about getting out there and having fun than it is like following rules. And yeah, sure, it's competitive, but I like that. That's a good way to get people into what we do. I like it.
Totally.
So
We're signing
thank you
off,
guys
guys.
all.
Yes.
All
Much love, guys.
61 of you left.
Have a great rest of your week. We'll catch you soon.
Yo.
Peace. Yo, Mark. Later, bro.
Yo.